Hi everyone, Scruffy Kathy here with Mixed Media Mayhem. And it's a gorgeous one that I'm lifting today, that we're all lifting today. I'm gonna go a little bit different color scheme and a little bit different route, not gonna have the dimensional flowers. I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but I will tell you that I have already taken scraps and put my triangle down at the bottom, and I'm getting ready to do the mixed media part, and then I will assemble the rest on top of that. So my photo and mat are going to be much larger than Laura's, and I'm not going to come down as far into the triangle. So I want my mixed media kind of all over, except maybe at the edges, although we'll see. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I've got a little bit of, the papers and embellishments I'm using are all from the Mind the Scrap March kit. And this saltwater taffy distressed paint came in the March kit as well. So that's gonna be the splatters after the fact. Right now, I folded this, and I'm going to use a light spritz of Hero Arts Neon Yellow. And I'm doing that because the edit, or the filter I used on this photo of Katie and James in Puerto Rico added a lot of yellow, and I love that. So that's kind of why I chose that one over some of the others. And I kind of want to brighten it up and pick up on the bright yellow that's in that particular pattern paper. So I'm gonna just kind of lightly mist this, particularly right along the edge there. And now I'm gonna mop it all up. This is Vicky Bouton Foundation's mixed media paper. And I'm not worrying if I get a little bit of the yellow actually on the papers, because everything on the border there is pretty much going to be covered with the photo and the mat and the florals. Okay, so I got some kind of out along the edges, and that's okay. I'm now going to switch to a different shade of yellow in this Dina Wakley mixed media gloss spray, and I'm gonna really heavily splatter this with my typical splatters, which I usually do just like I'm doing here by tapping the tube that's part of the spray mechanism. I'm gonna do my other splatters a little bit differently. And I may want to take some packaging, if I can find some in here. That's not packaging. I have just emptied the trash bins, so I'm gonna open up a package and take the contents out, and then do it this way. And I'm going to do it a dangerous way, in that I don't really have, it's not contained. It's not a contained spill here. And I'm not picking it up on the packaging. I'm actually kind of spreading it around, and I'm gonna maybe just do sort of like splotches around. And I want some of it up here at the top. Now, yellow is the brightest color on the spectrum, and that's really bright. But I'm thinking that it's going to accomplish what I set out to do. So I'm gonna kind of let it be. Now these splatters, these kind of peachy coral splatters, it's saltwater taffy, that's a paint, and I'm gonna spritz a little water and kind of mix it up and get it on this big fat paintbrush, and then I'm gonna splatter like this, which will give me much lighter little like salt and pepper kind of splatters. Oops, except for that one. And that's okay. I am fine with that. I'm not as experienced with this kind of splattering. I have done it a few times, but I don't know that I've ever done it on camera. Okay, I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to do a final, whoops, there goes my trimmer. I'm going to do a final blotting, and then we'll put the page together. I may add some nighttime blue splatters just because there's a night sky behind James and Katie, and I think that might look kind of cool. And I'm going to actually add some, oops, I didn't intend to get that big one down here, but you know, it goes where it goes. And if I had really cared, I could have covered it up. Okay, and I'm going to go back this way just to get a different take on it. Okay, now this has several different sheens about it, and I really like that. I have taken a couple sheets of the Pink Fresh pad. This is actually the packaging that came with these P13 wood embellishments. They're just really lightweight wood embellishments that are just beautiful. Let me see, and I've got this 49 and Market door that I love, and I want to be sure that the doorknob shows. I want to get this kind of maybe done like that, and this like that, and I want this dark wood grain kind of like that, and then this like this maybe. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of quickly throw some adhesive down, and this is on foam, and I'm going to do it like that so you can see the the little kind of trim work there, and I'm going to put another piece because there's so much build up there. I'm going to add another piece of foam here. And kind of do it that way. Now, I have this large wooden okay, I've got some here. I've got a large wood embellishment piece that I thought I would put here, and I'm going to kind of have those as the base for my more colorful pieces. I have these 3 pieces of ticket. I'm going to put this one maybe right there. And then this one will go kind of like that. Okay, I have this, which could go there. Or I could actually overlap it onto the photo and use it there. And I think I'll do that. And I have lots of fussy cut and die cut florals from the kit as well. And I can build a little kind of a floral cluster here. And I'll be adding paper bits in with these, but I just think the texture and the look of these natural wood, I could and have colored these before, but I chose not to on this one. I have this arrow. I'll hold off on using it. I have a tag, which might be nice, kind of right in here. This is part of that 49 and Market ephemera pack. Okay, so now we're going to do, so the die cut ones are larger. The ones I fussy cut are smaller. And I kind of like those. I'm going to cut off this to give it a flat edge and let it kind of sneak back in. And that's not going to work unless I kind of pull it up like that. There, that works. And then this can be lifted because it hadn't been down there that long, and it can overlap that, and that's gonna hold it up because this is between the foam dot and the background paper. So I like that about it. This is a small fussy cut bit from the 6x6 paper, so the scale is smaller. I've got some large scale flowers and some small scale flowers. And on one of the pages, there was a wreath, and I liked the angle that the florals were set at on the wreath. So I deconstructed the wreath, if you will. And there were flowers on the other side, but I kind of liked, like I said, I liked the angle that these flowers went. I'm going to put that there and then layer this one maybe right in there. And I'm going to I want to put as much yellow down in this area as possible. I like this. And I could do it kind of like that. I like that very much. Okay, and then I have some more of the small flowers that I'm just gonna I'll put them on foam to lift them up under these areas that I want to maintain some lift. And I like the yellow. I wasn't sure right when it was first done, but as I'm adding these bits, I'm liking it better and better. And I'm glad I added the blue. And I'm going to use a very small title. I had actually gotten this out because the blue matches the blue sky there, but the style of it and the placement of it kind of troubled me a bit, and I don't want much. This isn't one of those photos that has a huge important story. It's going to be part of a whole album of photos from their Puerto Rico trip. And so the story is going to be told in the album, and this page doesn't need any journaling or a particular title. Let's see, I want paper flowers all around these. How about, that's actually okay, because I'd cover up too much of the of this part. So this I may do up in here. And I think I'm just about finished. I think I'll tuck it right behind that ticket. I might add a bit of greenery. Let's see. It seems like I need a home for this little flower, and there's a little bit of greenery there. So I'm gonna do this maybe right here. And I'll do the greenery there too. And I think I'll save these for another page. I will let's see. I thought about layering the title on this, which adds an, some more rustic touch to things. I think I prefer it pointing in here, and I'm going to use a couple of the dots for that because I'm too lazy and don't have enough time to go into my stash of my roll of foam tape. I have this bit that says treasure the little things, but what I'm planning to use as my title is this that says ready for this. And I'm going to kind of round that and round this, and it should fit right on there. And I'll just zip a little glue on it. To me, the bright yellow kind of adds a okay, here we go. I should have put that on foam, huh? There we go. I like that better. Just needs just a little something, something. The bright yellow kind of adds the look of fireworks and excitement behind the night sky in the photo. And that's kind of what that was actually my point in going with a yellow. I wanted that brightness. So I'd like to thank Laura Donovan for her inspiration this week that we're all going to be inspired by and that we will be following. And this is her lovely layout. And one of these days I may do a much more gorgeous-y kind of formal page like this. I love the little white sprigs there and the very dimensional flowers, but for this photo and for today's page, I went this route. I hope you like it, and I hope you're inspired in some way. Thank you for watching. Bye.